My name is Bridget Corns, and thank you for joining me in exploring another avenue on the path of the seeker. Today I wanted to talk about discernment. After telling you to listen to radically different subjective realities than your own, I realized that there is going to be a bit of confusion. How do we, when listening to someone else's radically different reality, know if it's the truth for us? After all, truth is extremely subjective, as I pointed out in the subjective reality video. There is no one truth or right way upon the path of the seeker, because it is an unique individual experience, but there are other varieties of truth for others, to which you are attracted or repelled. The definition of discernment is to judge well, the ability to tell the difference between truth and error. We find the need to develop our discernment in every religion. In Christianity, we find this quote in 1 John 4:1. Do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. Gautama Buddha said, through their proper knowledge, creatures of discernment forsake that desire, through which lustful creatures go to misfortune. There is the Hindu proverb, the judgment of the swan separating milk from water. This isn't talking about the actual animal swan. The swan is a symbol for the soul, or Atman, of the individual. In Egypt, this was usually symbolized by the crane, which is another water bird. Our souls know what the truth is, which is symbolized by milk, as opposed to what is not true, represented by water, which does not have substance. A baby will die if they are bottle-fed water, because they require the nutrients from the milk. I have talked about how to develop discernment a little bit before when I explained how to evaluate beliefs. Discernment is not something you can learn from outside of yourself. You must learn to turn within and listen. When evaluating whether someone else's truth can be applied in your daily life, pay attention to the feelings that you get from hearing them speak. We tend to deny these feelings and give full power to our logical, analytical right brain thinking, but that won't help you in the misty realms of spirit. Emotions are a huge key to discernment. Your gut will instinctively tell you when something does not resonate with you. You will hear the word resonate a lot when you study metaphysical information. That is one of the best words to describe when something is reflective of your own inner truth. I believe psychologists started using the term, and it became popular in metaphysics for several reasons. Resonate is defined as produce or be filled with a deep sound, produce electrical or mechanical resonance. If I click my spoon against a crystal wine glass, it will ring. That's a resonating sound. Everything has a resonance frequency. It vibrates at a certain rate when it's clinked like the wine glasses. There is also something called sympathetic resonance. A typical example of this is two tuning forks, which one is vibrating at a certain frequency and causes the other tuning fork to vibrate. When someone says they resonate with something, it implies that they are having a sympathetic resonance, that it essentially rings true for them. No doubt this is what touching glasses to toast during a celebration symbolizes. Resonating with information is a form of discernment. This isn't just, I can believe that type of feeling that comes from your right-brained logical mind. Instead, it's a reaction you can feel within your entire being. When we are just overflowing with a response to something in a positive way, we know on a vital level that we are listening to truth. Our hearts almost leap for joy when we hear the information. On the other hand, if information causes you to be anxious, have nightmares, makes you edgy, or makes you feel paranoid, it's bad. At one point, I would listen to all sorts of information. I'd listen to Christian conspiracy theorists and people who were fixated on the apocalypse. These were supposed to be the good guys because they were Christian. Yet I would feel drained and crabby after watching their videos. I realized that they were not the good guys after all. In fact, they were promoting fear and hatred better than any Satan worshiper I've ever met. I realized just because someone says they are the good guys doesn't mean that they are, or that the information they are providing is positive. You really have to listen to your gut instincts and your emotions to discern who the true teachers of spirit are, and those who are just in it to make a quick buck. That is one of the first steps in developing a relationship with your soul or higher self. Before you accept anyone's truth, including mine, as your own, do a gut check. Sometimes, just hearing something wildly different from your own experience will cause an upset known as cognitive dissonance. I will cover that topic in a separate video. Cognitive dissonance, where your mind simply can't process an idea because it's so foreign, is very different from the gut check. If a certain teacher or information excites you and makes you want to leap for joy, go with it as far as you can. If information scares you, makes you want to lock the doors of your house and never come out again, it is not for you. That is the basis of discernment. As you practice by exposing yourself to different ideas and start looking outside the little box of perception you made for yourself, you will start telling the difference, and soon you will be in full touch with your intuition. Then you will find yourself resonating with ideas so clearly that you'll be able to point and say, this is the truth that speaks to my heart. Here's a good Edgar Cayce quote on how to discern the intentions of other people. Take not that which is new until weighed well with that which has been lived and is true. There's much more to discernment, and I encourage you to research this topic on your own. This is just the very tip of the iceberg of this subject. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and subscribe.